Hello guys, what's up? Welcome to Search for Ultimate. Today I have another exciting game to introduce to you guys. It is called King's Bounty 2, which is a turn-based RPG game with a medieval settings. There is a first one as well, but it was released about 30 years ago, and I have never played it, and you don't have to play it to enjoy this game either. This game reminds me of The Witcher 3 in many ways, from the medieval settings, the world itself, to the quests. The only big difference is the battle, so if you liked The Witcher's world and the story, you may like this one as well. King's Bounty 2 is set in the world of Nostria, a kingdom plagued by conspiracies and necromancy. Your goal is to help the kingdom that is in trouble. When you start the game, you can choose the difficulty of the game. You can choose from easy, normal, or hard. After that, you can choose your character, and there are 3 characters to choose from. First, we have Catherine, the mage. Then we have Ivor, the knight. And finally, we have Alyssa, the paladin. They each have their own traits and will have different effects on the units you control during the battle, but the game experience won't differ much since the character you choose doesn't directly participate in the battle, so you can choose the one you like. When the game starts, you will find yourself in the jail. You later find out that you had been accused of trying to assassinate the king, and you're being released by the order of the prince, but you are asked to help the kingdom solve problems that are popping around the kingdom. One of the first things you will notice about the game is that there are no minimap. Instead, they have this compass thing at the top of the screen. This compass tells you in which direction your object or destination lies. I have seen this compass in other games such as Immortals Phoenix Rising. However, in King's Bounty 2, this feature doesn't always work well. This is because the path you take in the game branches out and there are obstacles you may find such as fences or walls that you just simply can't go over. So going straight is just not an option. So instead I had to constantly bring up the full map just so that I can determine which path to take. I got used to it at some point, but I must admit it was a bit annoying. You will find yourself running around the map a lot during your quests, and you can ride a horse to move a little faster. There is also a way to fast travel using something called guiding stele. You can see it in the map, but however, in order to use it, you will have to physically go to the guiding stele and interact with it. One thing that I noticed as I explored the world of Nostria is that it seemed to be more alive than many other games I played. By that I mean the people you see sometimes are in conversations with each other as you pass by.
No, it's a new one. Listen. So the saviors.
There are several different kinds of merchants in the game. There is one that sells units, which is what you control in the battle. Then there is one that sells items and equipments. Lastly, there is a merchant that sells magic scrolls. The equipments can be worn to raise stats for your character, and the magic scrolls can be used during the battle. Now here is something I didn't like much. The merchants are scattered around the town, which made me run all over the place. Also, it is made worse than when each unit merchant sell different kinds of unit. This meant that I had to visit a couple unit merchants just to get the units I need. Now there are 2 things that made me really like this game. First is the story or quest. Aside from the main quest, there are a lot of side quests that you can get from people you meet as you explore the world. The side quests never seemed pointless. Most of them had a story of their own, and they all seemed to have some depth to them. In fact, I had to look them up in the quest panel just to tell if the quest I'm doing is a main quest or a side quest. King's Bounty 2 also implement a choice system for some of their quests. You will have to choose between 2, and depending on the choices you make, it changes the outcome of the quest. You will also receive some points toward certain ideals. The ideals define a moral choice. There are 4 ideals: order, anarchy, power, and finesse. Order is the opposite of anarchy, and power is opposite of finesse. As the time passes, the hero will become committed to one of these belief systems, and at some point will refuse actions that goes against their ideals. The points you get here are important when you're learning talents, which is like skills in this game. The game doesn't explain the ideals and talents very well, so I recommend that you Google it for more explanation. Second thing I liked was the battle. As I said, King's Bounty 2 is a turn-based tactics game much like the Fire Emblem. However, the character you choose, the hero, doesn't participate directly in the battle. Instead, you control the units you buy from the merchants. The hero does affect the unit during the battle depending on the equipment and the talents raised. You can use magic scroll to attack or heal. The units in the game also have an ideals. You should avoid putting opposite ideal units together in the team. Before the battle starts, you can rearrange where the units are positioned on hex tiles and move it to a more advantageous place. What I like about the battle is that it seems fast-paced due to the smaller size battlefield. You will find yourself clashing with the enemy in just 1 or 2 turns, which means you can get to the fun part without much delay. There are a lot of units and magic spells to use, so you can really let loose and come up with creative tactics utilizing the units and powerful spells. One unfortunate thing is that the units can die. In that case, you will need to buy them again. And that seemed to cost too much gold, and I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but getting enough gold is always very challenging in this game. Alright, the graphics. The graphics and performance in King's Bounty 2 may leave you a little disappointed. As you move around, you will notice occasional frame drops, and the game crashes on me once. The surrounding is a bit fuzzy when it comes to detail, and it is same even when you are in a Docker mode. Personally, the graphic was good enough for me, and overall surroundings seemed appealing enough to play. So the conclusion. The King's Bounty 2 is not without its flaws. The graphics are anything but perfect, and moving around can be a bit painful. However, the quests and stories were interesting. There are quite a bit of choices when creating your army. It is such a joy to interact with a world so skillfully created. This game goes on sale on Nintendo eShop and it was only about 20 Canadian dollars, so pick it up when you see it. And with that concludes the review for this game. Please subscribe for more upcoming contents and like the video and leave comments. With that, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video.